Hey, Living Environment fans, we're back after that beautiful, wasn't that a spectacular, long Memorial Day weekend. Hope you got out and did some barbecuing and all of those other things that you do on that first kind of, it's usually like the first taste of summer, and then we come back to school. But only for a couple more weeks, right? We only have a few more days of class left, right? We've got basically 3 days this week and then 2 other short 4-day weeks. So yeah, it's really getting down to the nitty gritty. Only like 11 more class days or something to go until the Regents exam. So that's exciting. And so we're going to kind of cover our last unit here, and then at the end of this week, and then next week we're going to start our Regents review process to get ready for the big test. And so let's look at our kind of thing, shall we? Da 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 do 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 do. Da 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 do do. All right. Da 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 do do do. Hey now. Da 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 do do. Mr. Kovacs class. It's Mr. Kovacs class. You might learn a ton. It's Mr. Kovacs class.
It's interesting too.
It's Mr. Kovacs class.
And he's super cool.
It's Mr. Kovacs class. We are only human after all, but that means so much. You know, we are, you tell me, what kingdom are we in? Good. How about in all the animals in the animal kingdom, which phylum are we in? Good, all right. What will come next? Class. Which class are we in? That's great. Let's see how well you remember. Let's see which order we're in. Nice. Which family? And then finally, what's our scientific genus species name? Great, you got it. Yeah, we're only human after all, right? Humanity, right? Mankind, humankind. And what makes us uniquely human? That's the real question. Is it art? Like by the great masters, like this one done by Michelangelo, or the great Leonardo da Vinci, or the talented Donatello? Right? Masters like Raphael, or even Donatello. Yes, humanity created all of these great works of art, including Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's right. No, but we're going to talk about human beings. Human beings are unique species, right? I mean, we know that because that's what we are. And we tend to really look at the world in a human-centric, anthropocentric, I think that's the word. Right? But think of all the adaptations that we have. One thing that we're definitely adapted for is heat. Man, we are really well adapted for heat. Our upright body posture, our sweat glands, our lack of fur. We are pretty much a savanna animal, right? We're built for like warm tropical grasslands, for sure. There's some other interesting, right? Our brain is really special. Not that it's built that differently than any other brain, but it's our brain, and it's pretty good size, especially compared to most other animals, especially the frontal lobe, right? In terms of relative size. Like a blue whale's frontal lobe is way bigger than yours, but not in relation to the rest of its brain or the rest of its body. And so this is the processing center of the brain. There's a lot that goes on there. We also have a fairly large occipital lobe, which means we're good at interpreting visual stimulus, right? I mean, this thing, the brain, is one of the things I think that sets us apart from other animals, especially that frontal lobe. I mean, look at all the things that we get. Our executive functioning happens here. All of our planning and problem solving and motivation and decision making, and I'm able to control impulsive behaviors, your memories, your personalities. It's all stored within the cells of your frontal lobe of your brain. That's cool. Human brain is pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome, right? Even beneath our cortex, we've got that brain stem, right? That we call it the brain stem, which has all of our, basically regulates all those functions you don't want to think about. things like sleeping and being hungry and breathing and making sure your heart is still beating and all of those things, right? And then of course, buried deep in our brain, well, we have the cerebellum, which is about coordinating you in space, but buried deep in our brain is the amygdala, right? The corpus callosum and the amygdala, which is where all of your emotions are kept, right? Basically your emotional areas in your amygdala. And one of the cool things about being a teenager is you're just starting to attach your amygdala to your frontal cortex. You're just starting to have control over your emotions. Some of you have better control than others. But if you remember when you were a little kid, you had no control. Something emotional happened and you just reacted. That's because you couldn't control your amygdala. And remember, we studied endocrine system too, and sitting at the base of your brain, of course, is the hypothalamus. It's kind of the master switch of the endocrine system, and the pituitary lobe, the pituitary gland is sticking underneath it there. Yeah. Remember, the hypothalamus measures your blood for things like oxygen level and water level and temperature and stuff like that. Your hypothalamus. Of course, things can go wrong with your brain, right? We talked about strokes, I think. Strokes are when basically when blood flow to a certain area of the brain is caused by blockage of blood to the brain. Those brain cells start to die. And that's called a stroke, right? And strokes have weird effects depending on what part of the brain they have affected, right? If they're the frontal brain, you may lose your memories. If it's the back of your brain in the occipital lobe, you may lose your ability to see, right? It's on one side of your brain, you might lose your ability to control the muscles on the opposite side of your body. Lots of different effects of strokes, right? Here's, or brain cancer, right? Here's brain cancer, right? Growing in, you could tell that would also affect whatever this part of the brain is for. This is the frontal lobes that would probably be memories and learning and stuff. So if you had this, your symptoms would be forgetfulness, right? For sure, right? Yeah. What else did I want to talk about? And that's it. Yeah, I didn't get that excited about the brain either. I'm just kidding. Actually, I'm really getting excited for the end of the year, and I hope you are too. We're gonna look at some impacts of humankind on the planet and on the environment this week, and the trouble our little brains gotten us into. Anyway, let's do today.